Did you know that building wealth often has less to do with how much you make and more to do with how well you keep what you make? And most people are unknowingly spending thousands of dollars a year on things that don't improve their life, and they just look good in the moment. Welcome to the channel. My name is Blake Alewelt, owner of the Bravo Ridge Group and Shieldline Financial, where we help people every day reach their goals, whether that's buying their next home or hitting $1 million net worth. Let's kick it off with one of the most common spending categories that gets to people. Number one, trendy clothing and fast fashion. Fashion trends used to change every season. Now they change every week thanks to social media. Fast fashion has trained us to think we need a new outfit for every occasion, and it's quietly costing us more than we realize. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American now spends about $1,883 per year on clothing. And that number is even higher for younger adults and people living in cities. But what's worse, most of those clothes don't even get worn more than just a few times. In 2024, Credit Karma put out a survey that found more than 54% of Gen Z millennials have fallen victim to rampant consumerism and say they've racked up debt as a result of their shopping addiction. The problem isn't clothes. It's the never-ending need of new. Instead of constantly buying cheap, low-quality outfits that go out of style in a month, focus on building a versatile wardrobe. Pieces that work together and can be used for many occasions. It's not just better for your wallet, it's better for your time and your mental space. Number two, brand new cars. A brand new car might feel like success, but for most people, it's one of the fastest ways to destroy their ability to build wealth. Why? Because cars are rapidly depreciating liabilities. The moment you drive it off the lot, a new car can lose up to 20% of its value in the first year alone. And with the auto loan debt at record highs, it's not just the value you lose, it's the payments that you're stuck with. According to Edmunds, in quarter two of 2025, 19.3% of Americans are now paying over $1,000 per month for a car loan. And that doesn't include insurance, gas, or maintenance. Let that sink in. Over $12,000 a year just for one car payment. For many families, that's a bigger monthly expense than food or housing utilities, insurance, property taxes combined. Now, if you're wealthy and buying in cash, that's one thing. But if you're financing a car at 7% interest with a 6-year loan and you're already tight on savings, that shiny new vehicle is actually burying you. Wealthy people, even multimillionaires, often drive older, reliable cars. Why? Because they know that money that they don't spend on image can be invested in something that actually grows their wealth. If you want to build long-term wealth, ditch the luxury lease dreams and look for something used, dependable, and within your means. A great used Toyota or Honda might not turn heads, but it can turn your finances around. Number three, daily takeout and coffee runs. We all knew this one was coming, but it still hits hard. Daily coffee runs, the $15 lunches, the Uber Eats orders that somehow cost $38 for a burger and fries. Individually, they don't feel like much, but over time, they quietly bleed your budget dry. According to data from Wallet Hub, the average American now spends $3,933 per year on dining out. That's around $328 a month, not counting groceries. According to a poll done by Ramsey Solutions, the average grocery cost per month is $504. Ramsey Solution even goes through exactly how much the average single person, married couple, and family spends with multiple budget types, averaging between $297 to over $1,600 per month. Now that that's said, let's add in coffee. A recent study by Empower found that nearly 60% of Americans buy coffee daily, and 35% spend money outside the home 4 times a week. The average expense for a coffee run per month is $44.50. So combining just coffee and eating out, that's about $6,500 a year on food and drinks outside of the home. That money also fully funds your Roth IRA for the year. I'm not saying you need to live like a monk, but setting a weekly takeout limit or making your favorite coffee at home could give you back thousands every year. And that money you could actually use to get ahead, not just stay afloat. Now, before we cover the next thing that drains everyone's cash, I ask that you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It is 100% free and helps our channel reach more people that could use the help. Now, let's get back to the video. Number four, subscription overload. $10 here, 14 there. Before you know it, your bank account is bleeding from 1,000 tiny cuts. Subscription services used to feel like smart money moves. Pay less monthly to get access to more stuff. But now with every platform, app, and product pushing monthly fees, people are unknowingly burning hundreds of dollars per month. According to a survey by CNR Research, the average person underestimates their monthly subscription costs by over 2x. Respondents believe they were spending about $86 per month, but in reality, the average was $219 per month. That's over $2,600 a year. Streaming services, fitness apps, Premium newsletters, cloud storage, meal kits, curated boxes, extra storage fees on your phone. It all adds up. Worse, most people are paying for things they don't even use. Nearly 42% of people admitted they forgot about at least one subscription they were still being charged for. Wealthy people don't necessarily avoid subscriptions, but they audit them regularly. If it's not saving you time, making you money, or improving your quality of life consistently, cancel it. Get it out of your life. One of the easiest raises that you can give yourself is to cut out the automatic withdrawals that don't bring any real value. Number 5, impulse shopping on Amazon and Target runs. So let's be honest. How many times have you walked into Target for paper towels and walked out $120 poorer with candles, throw pillows, and a new coffee mug that's a little different than all the ones that you already have? Impulse buying is a silent budget killer, especially now that shopping is always available at your fingertips, and retailers know exactly how to get you. From one-click ordering to curated, you might also like sections, everything is designed to trigger an emotional purchase. According to Capital One, 89% of US adults admit to making impulse purchases, and over 40% of them say they do it at least once per week. In 2024, the average consumer makes about 9.75 impulse buys, just shy of 10 buys per month, for an average of $28.90 each. And where does a huge chunk of this happen? Amazon. The ease of Prime delivery has turned wants into needs. The average household in 2024 had 71 orders, about $2,700 per year. Impulse shopping isn't just a financial leak, it's a mindset issue. It creates short-term dopamine hits that leave long-term regret. Wealthy people set intentional spending rules, like 24-hour holds in their cart and sticking to a list when entering a store. Try tracking every non-essential purchase for just 1 month. You'll likely be shocked at what you're spending. Even more shocked at how little of it you actually needed in the first place. Number 6, the get-rich-quick schemes and too-good-to-be-true investments. If there's one thing that's quietly draining your wealth and confidence, it's chasing money instead of building it. Whether it's crypto pump and dumps, dropshipping dreams, or the hot new passive income strategy flooding your feed. Too many people throw thousands into things they barely understand, hoping for overnight returns. And unfortunately, most end up with nothing but a drained bank account and a bruised ego. According to a study from the Federal Trade Commission, in 2024, more than 79% of Americans have fallen for or been targeted by investment-related scams. And the most common victims are younger investors between the ages of 20 to 29 years old, just getting started. Wealthy people aren't just lucky. They're skeptical, they're disciplined, and long-term focused. They'd rather earn 7% every year over 20 years than risk everything trying to double their money in a month. The best investment is one you actually understand. If you can't explain how it works without sounding like a commercial or a wish, it's not investing, it's gambling. There was an interview between Dave Ramsey and Graham Stephan, a popular YouTuber. If you haven't seen him already, you should definitely go check out his channel. He asked Dave about how his portfolio looked in terms of balance. I believe at the time it was weighted heavily towards real estate, like 80%.
If we were going to put a portfolio together of your knowledge base, it would be 80% real estate, 20% stocks maybe?
Probably.
You know, that kind of thing. And so
Dave's comment was that even though it doesn't sound balanced, it perfectly aligned with Graham's knowledge base. This later inspired Alex Hormozi to start up his private equity firm, Acquisition.com, if you haven't heard of it, with his wife, Layla. Their knowledge leaned more towards businesses and how to improve them, so they reduced their investment into real estate and other investment vehicles and stuck to something that they know more about. So instead of trying to shortcut your way into wealth, lean into something you're already good at. And if you're medically inclined, there is always part-time work to be had at other clinics or hospitals. If you're great at driving, you could try driving Uber, Lyft, or Amazon Flex. If something promises insane returns for a little effort, remember what Warren Buffett said. If you've been playing poker for 30 minutes and you don't know who the sucker is, you're the sucker. Number 7, paying the minimum on credit card balances. Here is a sneaky habit that quietly erodes wealth month after month, only making the minimum payment on your credit card. According to the Federal Reserve, the average interest rate on a credit card balance in Q1 of 2025 was 21.91%. Now here's the kicker. If you have just $5,000 in credit card debt and only make the minimum payment, which is usually around 2% of the balance, it could take over 20 years to pay off. And you'll pay more than $10,000 in interest. That's double what you originally borrowed and just hand it over to the bank. Wealthy people know that interest is a two-way street. Either you earn it or you pay it. And if you're consistently paying interest on depreciating expenses like clothes, food, gas, tech, you're effectively taxing your own future. So what's the smartest move? Pay off high interest debt aggressively. Use the avalanche method. Tackle the high interest first, or the snowball method. Start with the smallest balances and for momentum. Either way, the goal is to break free from the cycle. And once you're out, use credit as a tool, not a crutch. Pay your balance in full each month and let your cards work for you with points or cash back, not against you with compounding interest. A healthy financial life isn't just about what you make, it's about what you keep. And keeping your money out of high interest traps is one of the best ways to build lasting wealth. Number 8, buying convenience over value. In today's fast-paced world, convenience sells, but it's also quietly draining your bank account. We're talking about things like pre-cut fruit, grocery delivery markups, meal kits, bottled water, Uber rides that you didn't really need, or even subscription boxes that you barely use. It doesn't feel like a big deal in the moment, but it adds up fast. For example, here at our local grocery store, they sell a dozen hard-boiled eggs for $9.99. That is around 83 cents per egg. But in June of this year, 2025, the cost of a normal dozen of eggs is $2.52, or 21 cents an egg. That is 1/4 of the price to take those same eggs and put them into boiling water for just a few minutes. And my wife will tell you that I'm not a chef, but even I can boil eggs. According to research by Empower, 42% of Americans admit going shopping to treat themselves at least once a month, and 21% do so at least once a week. On the bright side, 73% of Americans are willing to cut back on daily spending to save up for long-term goals. As Benjamin Franklin once said, time is money. And if you're making six figures and need to outsource to stay productive, that's fine. But for most people still building wealth, convenient spending is just lifestyle inflation in disguise. Wealthy individuals are intentional with their spending. They ask, is this actually saving me time in a meaningful way? Or is it just helping me avoid the effort? That difference is everything. Here's a shocking example. Instead of spending that $10 per month for a quick car wash, run a hose, grab a brush and some car soap, and do it yourself at home for 30 minutes. If you invest the $10 every month with an average of 8% return, in 30 years, you'll have invested $3,600 of your own money in total, but you'll actually have $14,900 thanks to the compound interest. If you're serious about saving money, do a 1-week audit of your convenience habits. Brew coffee at home, cook simple meals, carry a reusable water bottle, bundle errands. Even small adjustments can recover hundreds of dollars per month. At the end of the day, wealth doesn't come from spending like the rich. It comes from thinking like them, and they think in terms of value every single time. Number 9, neglecting to invest early. Here's one habit that keeps people from ever building real wealth: delaying investing because they think they need to make more money first. This is one that I fell victim to. But the truth is, time beats income when it comes to building wealth. And the sooner you start, the better. Let's break it down with an example using historical data. If you invest $200 a month starting at the age of 25, assuming an 8% annual return, you'll have about $698,000 by the time you're 65. But if you wait until you're 35 to start, you'll only have about $245,000, less than half, even though you invested the same amount each month. That's the magic of compound interest. As Albert Einstein famously said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. The wealthy understand that investing is about timing the market. It's about time in the market. Even small amounts invested consistently can grow into serious wealth over the years. No one's saying you need to become a day trader or buy a bunch of risky stocks. A simple index fund, Roth IRA, or employer 401k is a great place to start. Automate it, set it, forget it, and let your future self thank you. If you're not investing because you don't know how, then that's not a reason. It's a temporary obstacle. Learn, watch videos, read books, ask questions. It's never too late to start. But the longer you wait, the harder it gets to catch up. Number 10, ignoring financial education. If there's one habit that separates the wealthy from everyone else, it's this: they never stop learning. According to a study by the National Financial Educators Council, the average American lost $1,015 in 2024 due to lack of personal finance knowledge, just from poor decisions, fees, missed opportunities, and avoidable debt. And that's not just a number. That's a part of a mortgage payment, a starter investment account, all gone, simply because no one taught us how money works. Wealthy people treat financial education the same way athletes treat their workouts, as non-negotiable. They read books, they listen to podcasts, they take courses or classes, they ask questions, they stay curious. And here's the truth: you don't need a finance degree to get ahead. You just need to commit to learning a little more each week than you did the last. Whether it's understanding how compound interest works, the difference between a Roth IRA and a 401k, or how to track your spending, every piece of knowledge that you gain becomes a tool for making better decisions. Ignorance is expensive. Education, most of the time, can be free. YouTube, podcasts, blogs. There's more high-quality financial content available today than ever before. You found this video, that's already step one. Keep going. Because the sooner you take your financial life seriously, the sooner money stops being a source of stress and starts being a tool for your freedom. Now look, Nobody's perfect. We've all made some of these mistakes. What matters is what you do next. Start by picking just one of these habits to work on this week. Cancel that subscription that you never use, open that Roth IRA, brew your coffee at home. Whatever it is, builds momentum. And here's the thing. Saving money isn't about depriving yourself. It's about creating freedom. Freedom to leave a job that you hate. Freedom to take care of your family. Freedom to retire with peace of mind. The people who build wealth don't necessarily earn more. They just think differently. They see every dollar as a worker and they make those dollars work for them. So if you want to take your finances seriously, stick around. Check out the other videos on the channel, especially the ones on budgeting and income allocation, like the 50-30-20 or the 70-20-10 rules. I'll link that video here. And just remember, you've got this. The first step to changing your life financially is simply deciding that it's time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.